Aw man, this test is so hard. Should I cheat? Aw man, I don't know. Grr, I don't know. What if I do cheat? I could pass, but if I don't, I can't risk failing.
Don't cheat. You can do this.
Girl, you better cheat. Don't fail.
I know I am right.
Oh, dang it.
This scenario is an example of man versus self or self-conflict. This self-conflict aspect can be seen in the novel A Doll's House because the main character Nora struggles between being the normal, obedient wife that everyone expects her to be or becoming her own independent person. Throughout the novel, she carries the burden of secretly pulling out a loan in order to save her husband, Torvald's life, which scares her because this secret being revealed could cause the family and everything she's built with Torvald to potentially fall apart. She spends a lot of time worrying about what will happen and what Torvald will think about this decision. She initially expected Torvald to understand why she made the choice to take the loan because she did it to help him, but instead Torvald's angry and selfish reaction shows her that he cares more about his own reputation rather than what she sacrificed for his sake. This specific reason helps Nora realize that her marriage is not what she thought it was, and that all along she had been treated as childlike and an unequal in her own house. She begins to understand that she has been living the way other people expect her to live instead of being her own person. With this, Nora chooses to leave in order to figure out who she really is and to understand what she wants to do in order to grow as a person. Although leaving is a very difficult decision for her, she realizes that she needs to learn more about herself and become independent instead of continuing to depend on her husband. This shows her character development because now she can make her own decisions rather than being completely reliant on Torvald. At the beginning of the play, Nora is way more dependent on him and tries to act the way he wants her to, but by the end she is strong enough to make a decision for herself. This self-conflict also helps develop the theme that people need to discover who they are on their own instead of attempting to live up to others' expectations and opinions. Overall, Nora's man versus self conflict is important to the novel because it helps move the plot forward and helps develop Nora's character.
Heard you think I stole your stupid rock.
Yeah, you freaking did.
No, I did not.
I know you
No,
did.
I did though.
Because I haven't seen it anywhere, and the last time someone had it, it was you.
Because when I'm at your house, dude, you lose that stupid rock like every 3 years.
Whatever. So what? I know you have it, and I know you're just doing it to spite me.
Just to spite you? What would
Yeah.
I do with a stupid rock? A stupid rock named Patrick at that.
He's not even stupid. He's literally real to me.
Dumb as a rock, is a rock. What kind of pet is that?
Oh.
Looking for your rock?
Man versus Man Conflicts Within a Doll's House by Mr. Ibsen. Nora v. Krogstad. Nora and Krogstad were the two characters specifically chosen for this due to their nature and the way they match each other. And when I say match each other, I mean their conflict of interest. Nora simply wants to be Nora. She wants to live a nice life. Krogstad, while yes, he wants similar things, he's willing to do that with more harsh options. Like, he'll do it with more force. Nora, she forged the signature, we all know. But however, this signature was beneficial to her family, to her husband's job, specifically, and it caused them to go from a stagnant line back up. So Nora was very happy and content with this, but she wanted to keep it a secret. Krogstad knew the secret. And when his job was threatened because Nora's husband felt like Miss Lindy was a good fit, he used his knowledge as blackmail to Nora. Borderline telling Nora, if you don't let me keep my job, I'm going to tell your husband about this. And I know how much that's going to hurt you. So knowing this was going to hurt Nora, he used that for leverage. And leverage he got to a point. I say to a point because she does try her best to give her husband, hey, let's keep Krogstad. She does her best. However, ultimately, she does end up failing with that. And Krogstad, while he is a cynical and he may be he is a rude dude, he kept his word. And he sent that letter to her husband, pretty much explaining, your wife forged her signature. She's pretty much in debt, blah, 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 blah. Pretty much just spilling all her beans. And this caused a second conflict. But I want to harness a bit more and make sure I'm very clear on Nora versus Krogstad's conflict. Krogstad blackmailed Nora. Nora was not appreciative of that for obvious reasons. These two were going at it constantly about, oh, please, don't tell my husband, I'm trying, etc. And ultimately it fails, and Nora pretty much gets her head chopped off by her husband, which is a second man versus man conflict. Her husband, this one's very verbal. Her husband is simply yelling and spewing insults at her over and over and over and over again, and she's just taking it. So it's kind of like, I don't know how to word it too well, but the conflict is the husband's upset. He's verbally expressing it in an improper manner, and Nora's taking it, which ultimately leads to her leaving.
A tornado!
OMG, I hate how everyone tries to fit into social norms these days. Why can't people just be their own authentic self? Gosh, I wish people would choose to be unique these days. I can't believe this. It's actually insane.
In The Dollhouse by Henry Ibsen, an example of man versus society is Nora's struggle with the way women were supposed to act. Nora secretly gets a loan to help pay for Drobot's medical treatment. She knows she isn't supposed to make that kind of decision without her husband, so she keeps it a secret. This shows how the rules of society limit Nora. Later, when Drobot finds out about the loan, he cares more about how it will affect his reputation than the fact that Nora's trying to help him. This makes Nora realize that she isn't really being treated as an equal in her marriage. By the end, Nora decides to leave Drobot so she can figure out who she wants to be for herself. This conflict shows how people should be able to make their own decisions instead of following society's expectations.